Live from the House of LeMay Makeup and Dressing Room.
Here comes Amber. Stop what you're doing. Here comes Amber. She's just doing what she can. Here comes Amber. Cue the spotlight. Here comes Amber with 2 drinks in her hand. The matriarch of fashion, secrets to her glasses, you can't look away. Ask her, does she do it? There's really nothing to it. She's got that feminine game. If you have a party, or if you're feeling naughty, call up the House of LeMay. Here comes your favorite gal. Here comes your queen. Here comes the talk of the town. It's Amber Live tonight. The music starts playing. It's time for cabareting on Amber Live tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, please turn off all cell phones and get ready for your host, Amber LeMay.
Happy New Year, everyone! 2022, we're here, ready or not. And so thank you so much for joining us tonight for, I guess we're starting our season 3 of Amber Live. That seems totally ridiculous, but you know, we're having fun, and I think you are too. But you know what? I think it's time for this week's headlines. In a recent study from Nestle Purina Research, wow, that's 3 words I'd never thought I'd say in one sentence. Nestle Purina Research. Anyway, they found that dogs are boosting their owners' mental health during the coronavirus pandemic. The study reports that pets have also increased the amounts of social support by fueling friendships. Oh, don't they look friendly? That's nice. The findings come from a review of more than 1,500 people in the United States, half of whom own dogs and the other half who are referred to as potential dog owners. The report goes on to say, for dog owners, their depression scores were also lower. This work also adds to the scientific literature demonstrating that dogs may contribute positively to the well-being of owners during difficult times. Man's best friend. That's great news. And then there's this. In India, enraged monkeys have killed over 250 dogs in at least 2 villages by dragging them to the top of buildings and trees and dropping them. It's believed these acts of animal violence have been carried out in revenge after a pack of dogs killed one of the monkey's infants. The dingo ate the baby! After officials failed to deal with the problem, but the monkeys fought back against their efforts. In one reported instance, an 8-year-old child was grabbed and dragged away by the monkeys, forcing villagers to throw stones at them to scare them off. Who knew the Dawn of the Planet of the Apes was a documentary? And cat lovers, you don't get away with anything. No. Deep down, you know your felines are evil. The fire department of Seoul, South Korea is warning cat owners to be especially careful in the kitchen. In less than 2 years, more than 100 fires in the city were attributed to cats accidentally turning on electric stoves. And this is according to the Seoul Metropolitan Fire and Disaster Headquarters. I bet you their holiday party was fun. It's reported that if an electric stove has touch-sensitive buttons, a cat can accidentally switch it on by jumping up and hitting the controls with their paws. And those fun folks over at the Seoul Metropolitan Fire and Disaster Headquarters tell us you can prevent your cat from becoming an unintentional arsonist. Many electric stoves allow users to lock the buttons, which keeps them from being activated by someone who shouldn't do so, like a cat, a small child, or some dog-killing monkey. Yikes. And that's this week's headlines. Yes. Well, it's Happy New Year, so we have to wish Russell a Happy New Year. Russell, come on in.
Hey, Amber, Happy New Year!
Happy New Year to you, buddy. Good to see you. Oh, we haven't been live for a couple of weeks. Well,
Yes.
we've been alive, but not live presenting our show. So it's good to see you. Oh my goodness. Oh, and
Yes.
we've got a. Did I see that we've done how many shows? Was this 98 or 99 that we're working on? Or wait,
No, no,
89.
no. 89. We've done 89 shows. This is our 90th show.
90th show. Oh my goodness. It seems like just yesterday. That's for sure. All right, Russell, I know I did not say like, share, subscribe at the beginning of the show,
Uh,
so I'm going to say that now. I was just getting so excited to talk. So, yeah, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. All right. So, tell Russell, tell everyone the best way to watch the show tonight.
Well, the best way, as always, is to watch on YouTube. Because on YouTube, at youtube.com/Amber Live, Amber is in full HD, and you can see her in all her beauty there. But don't forget our website and our TikTok and our Instagram. We have things going on. You really don't want to miss them all. And TikTok's a lot of fun. We've got 13,200 subscribers.
Yes, and to me, Russell just froze. I don't know if he froze for
Yeah.
you.
I do not know what's going on tonight. I've restarted and I'm on my brand new souped up computer and I've all hooked up and apparently a certain Time Warner Spectrum internet service has just decided to give me trouble tonight.
Oh well, shoot, that's too bad. And also, when you're on YouTube, we want you to subscribe because we're almost to 600 subscribers on YouTube. I'd love to see 600. It's just a
I'd
number, but
love to
I'd love
see
to see that.
1,000.
Well, you're greedy. I'm not. And Wednesday we had a great Amber chat. We hadn't talked to the Amber crew in 2 weeks, so that was nice to catch up on what everybody did over the holidays. That's on Wednesday nights, around 8:15 or so. So log on, find out what we're doing, and add. We had people from all over the country, all over the world, watching and listening that night. That was a lot of fun. So Wednesday night, Amber chat. All right, Russell. Now let's get back. Speaking of greedy, get back to your favorite segment.
Oh, thanks. That's a great introduction for this part.
No.
But here we go, my favorite part, and I'm going to show this for just 1 second because there they are. But you know what I'm going to do, Amber? Do you know what I'm going to do? It is a new season. I'm going to wipe that slate clean because we
Ooh.
want to encourage all our boosties to give again and to keep supporting us because we are in a new year and there are going to be new expenses. If you'd like
Yeah,
at
and if you'd like to
RJD
join
Pro.
us, Russell
Um,
keeps cutting out there.
I'm sorry about that. That is terrible tonight. So you can use the Venmo at RJD
Log on
Pro or
and go to Venmo.
amberlive.tv.
Yes, and go there and get your name up there right away. We'd love to add you to the list. We want to say thank you so much to all those who have supported us over the last 89 episodes. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. Russell, are you back?
I hope I'm back. I
Yeah,
do
I hear
not
you.
know why it's so bad tonight. It just wants to give me a hard time.
What's one of the benefits of watching and keeping up with Amber Live? We have a winner tonight. Yes, we do. We had a contest where you could enter your name and to win a book. And Russell, can you tell us about that?
Yes, we have the book. Did I freeze again? We have Selling Dead People's Things.
Yes.
Selling Dead People's Things by Dwayne Scott Searney that we were giving away. And the winner is our really good friend, Gary Buck.
Gary Buck of the Buck Bunch from Elyria, Ohio. Gary and his husband, Reverend Mike, were on the show back in June to talk about the Cleveland Pride. They were one of the founders of Cleveland Pride, and he's a regular watcher of this show and a chatter on Wednesday night. So, Gary Buck, congratulations. You're going to love that book. So we'll get it to you right away. All right, very good. And do we have a picture for a caption tonight, Russell? Oh, oh, that's great. So, if you have a caption for that picture, we want you to put it in the comments and say caption and then say your phrase. And Craig, our cousin Craig, is watching tonight, and he'll compile those and we'll show them at the end of the show. So, there's the caption of the night. So, that's pretty funny. All right, Russell, can you tell us about the guests tonight?
I hope I can. Our guests are amazing tonight. We have three of them. We have the very talented Brad Forenza, who has a
Yes.
podcast called Round the Sun that he's here to talk with you.
Yeah, Brad, we met a couple of weeks ago and we pre-recorded an interview with one of his guests that we're going to see, Maureen Van Zandt from The Sopranos. Oh, and this we're just going to show a clip of her interview tonight. We've got a much longer clip to show in weeks to come with her. But we're going to talk to Brad about his podcast. And then one of his actors in the podcast is our good friend Francois Clemons. And we're going to talk to Francois again. Francois, I believe, holds the record of being the most honored guest on Amber Live. I think this is his fourth appearance. And yes, he will sing tonight. We can guarantee you that. We can't stop him. That's, all right, Russell. I'm going to let you do what you need to do. Anything else before we get started?
Uh,
I guess not.
uh,
Russell's.
I'm going to
Russell
let
is
you
very
get started and I'm
frustrated.
going to restart.
Oh,
So,
Russell, I feel for you, buddy. But we'll go on. We'll travel on. Oh, if you say prayers or send good thoughts, send them to Russell right now because he needs them. All right. I am so happy to bring in our first guest. He's, like I said, he's been on the show. This is his fourth time, and we had him on the first show of last year to talk about what's going on in the world. So let's please welcome Francois Clemons to the show. Francois, there you are. Hello there, Reverend Dr.
Hello.
Maestro Diva Man.
Hello. How wonderful to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Well, happy New Year, sir. It is so good to see you that
Thank
we're,
you.
we're still here. We are still
Yeah,
here.
we are still here. Boy, let me tell you. I was saying earlier that I'm sad because one of my dear friends from Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, Elaine Lynch, she died last week. And we're the same age, 76. So I told her when she goes over there to tell them that I'm not ready yet. Don't call me right now.
What was her involvement in the show?
Well, she was like the Gal Friday, and she took notes, and she signed checks, and she coordinated people, and if you needed information, call Elaine. That used to be a refrain from all of us. Have you talked to Elaine? Has Elaine told you that? And a lot of times you would ask Fred a question. He said, well, so and so, but really you should check with Elaine.
We all need an Elaine.
We all need an Elaine. And she had a wonderful smile, just like yours.
Oh, well, thank you. So, Francois, we're starting a new year. We were hoping that we'd be in a better position than we were last year at this time. Are we?
Well, no, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not encouraged because it seems like we don't learn. Our lessons are that the universe is sending us to be careful and to be mindful of those who are not have not been vaccinated, because this vaccine can be defeated. But there are lots of people who feel, well, I'm okay. I've had my first shot, my second shot. I don't need to wear a mask anymore, or I don't have to worry about crowds. None of that is true. And so we have not defeated a cosmic challenge from the universe for us to take care of ourselves and each other. I don't want to go on about that, but I'm not optimistic because people are going to these orange bowls and red bowls and pineapple bowls, and they're 80, 90,000 people in there without masks. So thank you for letting me say that, because sometimes if you just say it one more time, somebody else will get their shots and or have their masks, and use them. Use them. Don't just have them.
So, how has the pandemic affected your life this past year?
Well, I've spent a lot of time alone. I mean, a lot. But I also have to say it's the silver lining in that I have been able to do some writing on my second manuscript. So I use the time very, very resourceful. I have an office over there on that side, which is I call it my cave. And I go in the cave, and all I take in the cave is my computer is already in there. Is a bottle of vodka. Usually I take a glass, but if I don't have a glass, when you live alone, if you just use from the bottle, nobody will know the difference. So I just go in there and I sit very quietly, and the muse starts talking to me. So I've used it a lot. But as an extrovert, I've had a difficult time spending too much time alone. We've done lots of Zoom sessions. I mean, a lot with all over the world. And that's literally what has saved me. Ordinarily, we would think that's such a secondary way of communicating. It has become the primary way. And it's very, very valuable. It's not expensive. And we can have someone in California and Denver and New York and Vermont and then wherever, all of us together. And that has saved me with my cosmic cheering. I hear from them quite often.
I agree. I've kept in contact with people I knew 40 years ago who, at the beginning of the pandemic, said, "Let's get together." And
Yes.
every Saturday night we meet from 5 to 7 o'clock, from California to Tennessee to Michigan to Ohio. We're there and we've
Yes.
supported each other,
Yes.
and it's been a lifesaver. That's for sure. So the holidays. How did you celebrate the holidays, sir?
Well, once again, they were very quiet. I wanted them to be quiet because I feel metaphysically I'm making a statement. I'm a writer, and writing is the most important thing. I couldn't go out to any parties. That's totally out of the question. And I don't have a partner still. So I basically spent my time here writing, and I did some Zooms with a couple of my cosmic children. And I have, friends like you just described. So I stayed in touch with them, and they were calling in randomly, almost up till 2 o'clock in the morning, because I'm sitting in my dining room table, but I can go to sleep very calmly here at the computer, be relaxed. So that's what I did, and I worked on my manuscript, I'm also wanting to work on my first solo album of American Negro Spirituals. So I've been working on that, and believe it or not, I was practicing. So that's how I spent the holiday. You can get a lot done for these days when nobody calls, and if somebody sends me a text, it usually takes me a week or 3 or 4 days to find it. So I don't worry about it. I'm an email guy, and I tell my children, if you really got something to say, you'd better send me an email. So that's what I did.
I understand you have a song you'd like to share with us. Tell us about
Oh, I do. Christmas is so special, so wonderful for me. I love it. And I love the Christmas carols. And when I was a boy, I used to sing them. Sweet little Jesus boy, go tell it on the mountain. But I decided tonight I wanted to go with the feminine side of Christmas and about Mary. So my spiritual is Mary had a baby.
All right, please. Thank you.
Mary had a baby, my Lord. Oh, Mary had a baby, my Lord. Mary had a baby. Mary had a baby. Mary had a baby. Lord, my Lord. Well, now, what did they call him? King Jesus. Oh, What did they call him? Oh, yeah, they called him King Jesus. What did they call him? King Jesus. Now, where was he born? Born in a manger. Oh, where was he born, Lord? Yeah, he was born in a manger, Lord. Oh, where was he born? Born in a manger. He is called King Jesus, mighty counselor, King Emmanuel, mighty God, everlasting peace, Prince of Peace, Lord. Mary had a baby. My Lord.
Oh, thank you so much, Reverend Dr. Maestro Francois Diva Man. You're amazing. We're gonna
You're
have you
so
back.
welcome.
We're gonna have you back later on in the show. So
Thank
thank
you.
you, thank you
I
so
look forward.
much. Thank you. Oh my goodness, wasn't that great? He's going to sing another song later on, so stick around. So we're going to tie the show together now, and we'd like to bring in Brad Forenza, who's doing a podcast. Hello there, Brad.
Hello, Amber. I'm still clapping for Francois. That was beautiful.
Oh, so you're doing a podcast out of New York City. Hey, tell us about the podcast and how it got started.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me on to talk about it. Francois Clemons is one of its stars. It's called Around the Sun, and we've advertised 9, but little secret, the bonus episode just dropped on New Year's Day, so it's 10 self-contained episodes about human connections made and missed with an existential New York flair. And Francois Clemons sings a little bit in his episode. He plays a runner in the New York City Marathon, and he is 1/17th, along with yours truly, Maureen Van Zandt, who you'll see in a bit, and many others, idols, mentors, icons, wonderfully generous and talented people rounding out the cast.
So what were you doing before you started this podcast?
Awesome question. These episodes were formerly 10-minute plays. So they had been tried and tested on the 10-minute play festival circuit for a while before the pandemic struck. And I got creative and also a little itchy to scratch the creative itch and turned these formerly stage plays into audio dramas, self-contained episodes for this evolving podcast medium. And Around the Sun is a little bit different from a lot of podcasts in that it is scripted. So every episode tells its own story, and each of the episodes is kind of married by a larger theme.
So what were you doing before the pandemic? Were you just not just were you were writing these plays? But
Yeah.
what? How
Well,
were you living? I'm
creatively-
always curious. How do people survive?
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Well, many different ways. and creatively, the play festival circuit, independent film, and with respect to work, I'm an educator, so that as well. And a writer. I also, without naming names, might write some speeches for people here and there.
All right, we do have a clip to talk more about your project, so let's watch that.
You might.
Fathers love their sons.
I hated him.
Then why are you here?
Because one day a year, this is where we saw each other. One day a year before he left, we saw each other the way we wanted to be seen, with me on his shoulders and both of us walking among the dinosaurs.
Fathers aren't perfect, you know. We're not trained to coddle, we're trained to protect. A father sees you in pain, what does he do? He wants to protect you from getting hurt. Why is that so horrible? A father only wants to keep you safe, so don't hate your own man for trying to steer you right.
Wow. So who was the actor there with you?
That was Vincent Pastor, also from The Sopranos. He played Big Puss in the first couple seasons, and he's a wonderful talent and mentor as well.
And the scenery there, where was that from?
The scenery is from the Museum of Natural History because, as you said, Amber, these 10 episodes all have a New York City flair to them. So what better place than the Museum of Natural History to explore themes around childhood and nostalgia?
I've been there. It's a beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful
The
museum.
dioramas capture it very
it's
well.
beautiful. Yes. So how did you get these people? You talked about Big Pussy there and Maureen Van Zandt, who we're going to meet later on. How did you get connected with them?
Well, those two, Maureen Van Zandt and Vincent Pastor, along with Marsha Mason and Austin Pendleton and a couple other people I've had the privilege of working with before. I've studied with them. And then there's a whole other cadre of talent like Francois Clemons, whom I've looked up to and known them parasocially, let's say, for a long time. I mean, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, so Officer Clemons is a palpable reference point for me. And the podcast and its development throughout the pandemic gave me the chutzpah, the license to reach out and say, hey, is this something that might interest you? And it did.
So you froze there. You froze there for a second.
Oh.
So I missed a little bit there.
Did I freeze at chutzpah?
Yes, I missed that.
It gave me the courage and the chutzpah to reach out to people like Francois Clemons and ask if they might be interested in joining this wonderful ensemble. And thankfully, he said yes, and so did a number of others.
All right, Brad, we're going to come back to you later on, and we'll talk about some of the others and bring Francois Clemons back in.
And I'm going to clap for him again, and for you.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much, Brad. We'll be right back. All right, it's a Happy New Year, everyone. And people have been saying, did Rusty Peens survive the new year? I don't know. Let's find out.
Thinking and drinking with Rusty Bean. Dude, it's time for another edition of Thinking and Drinking with Rusty Bean. I'm Rusty Bean, president of the Beer Pond Guns and Tackle Society. And our mission is to arm our drag queens because a loaded drag queen is a safe drag queen, dude. Dude, you ever wonder why the calendar got so fucked up with the names and shit? Dude, it's because of the fucking Romans and shit, dude. Romans, dude, they fucked everything up, dude. Okay, let me tell you. First month, January, named for the Roman god Janus. He was the dude with the face on the front and the face in the back. It was this probably at the same time. You've probably seen that fucker at the start of some movies. Janus, it's like anus with J at the beginning, dude. Okay,
February, dude. Second month of the year. Dude, guess what? They got 2 artists in the month of February, dude. They got that art that sneaks straight up, smack dab in the middle of the fucking word, dude. It's pronounced February, dude. If you've been saying February, dude, there's something wrong with you, dude. It's February, dude. What else is there to say? Okay, bud. Third month of the year, March, named for the Roman god Mars. Dude, Roman god Mars, they cooped it from the Greek god Ares. They cooped it a lot. Everything the Romans did, they cooped it from the Greeks, but they just did it with more forceful, and they said to them fucking Greeks, dude, I'm gonna fucking drop kick that fucking throat, dude. Okay, but you got April, you got May, you got June. Those are months of the year. Okay, bud, here's sort of the things that get crazy, dude. You ever wonder why it's September is 9th month, and October is 10th month, and November is 11th month, and December is 12th month, Roman, dude? Okay, bud, Julius Caesar, he said, dude, I really like summertime, I'm gonna fix the fucking calendar and make this month named after me, dude. That's why the month of July is called July, it's because Julius fucking Caesar, dude. Dude, senators fucking killed that fucker, dude. Okay, bud. First emperor of Rome, Caesar Augustus, also called Octavian. Dude, that fucker loved summertime much as Julius Caesar, dude. Yeah, he said, Julius Caesar named month after him, I'm going to name month after me, dude. Huh? Okay, dude, that's why August is named after Augustus. Octavian took the shit out of Mark Antony at the Battle of Appomattox. Octavian said to his best general Agrippa, dude, Amicus spurius in iugulum appugnavo. Dude, you know what those Romans said? They said, dude, let's do a shot of fireball, dude. Dude, we're gonna do a Roman fireball. So you put a fireball in a Roman rock, dude. Dude, libation shot, dude. Fucking Claudius and Spartacus Maximus. Dude, hope we all learned something today. Hope you all thank and drank, like, and subscribed. I'm Rusty P. I'm Rusty P.
Thinking and drinking with Rusty P.
Well, it seems like he did survive New Year's. Not sure if he'll survive this week, but nice seeing you, Rusty. Hey, Russell, are you still with us?
I hope so.
Now, you said I was a little blurry. Am I a little better now?
You are better now, so I don't know
Okay,
what's
I didn't use the Lucille Ball Vaseline on the lens.
Oh, good. I snuck off and restarted everything, my router, and I did that before the show, and as our good friend Janet sent me a note saying it's 2022 sneaking up on you already.
Yay, we're here. We are still here. All right, Russell. Let's. We still have more coming up. We have more coming up with Brad, and we've got a segment of our interview with Maureen Van Zandt, which is so cool. Then we're going to bring Francois Clemons back in. He's going to sing another song. We've got Rocco. We've got Craig talking about the captions. Speaking of the captions, let's show that picture one more time.
Yeah, so if you've got a great caption for that, send it in to Cousin Craig in the comments, label it as a caption, and at the end of the show, we will discuss the best ones. So I can't wait to see what people come up with on that.
Yes, please do. Please do. And one more round for the bustiers.
And hopefully you'll hear me this time. Here come the bustiers, and I have wiped the slate clean. So if you'd like to help us out this year, use the Venmo at RJD Pro, or you can go to amberlive.tv and send in your donation to help keep us on the streaming web. So that would be fantastic. And we always want to say thank you to all our bustiers, all the past people. who have gotten us to show number 90.
90, oh my God. That's hard to believe. All right. And do you have one more thing to show us?
I do. It's a word from our sponsor.
It's officially winter time now, and the days are getting longer, but they're still cold, and it's a great time of year to stay inside, safe, and warm. And Amber Life can help you do all of that. We have sweatshirts and hoodies to snuggle up in the cold winter nights, and get yourself an Amber Life mug for your coffee, your hot chocolate, or some of those adult beverages that Lucy Bell's been fixing up. And if you must go outside, how about wearing an Amber Life mask, please? We've got all that and much more at the Amber Live store. Order your merchandise today. Yes, it's there, and you can have some. We'd really like that. All right, let's get back to the show. So let's bring Brad back in. Brad, all right. So we're going to show a clip of an interview we did with Maureen Van Zandt a few weeks ago. That's going to be shown in completion in, I think, in 2 weeks. But
Awesome.
How now? Tell us again how you hooked up with Maureen Van Zandt.
Well, Maureen, I would consider her a mentor.
Frozen, and
Am I back?
Yes, you are.
Okay, I would consider Maureen a mentor. We've worked together before in a stage play. She's directed me. She's a wonderful talent and spirit.
All right, so let's show that clip of the interview we had with Maureen.
Awesome.
One of the projects you've been working on is Around the Sun.
Yes.
With our good friend Brad Forenza. So let's bring Brad in and let's talk about that.
Fantastic.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, Brad.
Hi. Good to see you, Amber. Great to see you, Maureen.
So, Maureen, tell us about the episode that you're in, Wall Street.
Well, I guess I can't really give it away, Brad, right? But it's just it's a very unusual episode of two women who know each other. And one of them, my character, asks a very strange favor from the other woman in payback for something that she's given me. Is that?
Yeah. I think
Brad, because without giving away the whole thing, unless you want to elaborate on it, Brad, I don't want to say the wrong thing and get fired.
Oh, I'm so honored that you would say anything about it. Starting with, yes, I'll do it. Maureen plays a bit of a Don, for lack of a better word, but a Don of a different color. So she believes that her neighbor owes her a favor. And to that end, hilarity ensues, because what the ask is maybe a bit less typical for a typical Don. But Maureen is not a typical Don.
Who wrote that episode?
I did. I wrote all of the episodes.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Brad's a wonderful writer and actor.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm also one of Maureen's students, and lucky for that. And this is my pandemic project.
I'm curious. I was wondering how you two met. So you were attending acting classes from Maureen?
Yes, and Vin. And they've both been so supportive of my acting for sure, but also these independently produced projects that I've done outside of the class realm, and just supportive of me. And it's not lip service. I wouldn't be able to do a project like Around the Sun without Maureen and her talents and generosity, and Vin and his talents and generosity, and Joanna and others.
Maureen, how did that episode come about? I mean, how was it technically put together? Were you in one room and the other actress in another room? Were you on Zoom?
We did it on Zoom. And the other actress is a wonderful actress named Joanna Bonaro, who's in our theater company, who I've worked with many times. So when Brad asked me to do it, I, of course, said yes. And then he said, well, you're doing with Joanna. And I said, icing on the cake, even better. And so we knew each other very well. And I think that it made it a lot easier for us to work together. It wasn't like I had to get on Zoom with someone I'd never met, never talked to. We kind of knew each other's rhythms and how we act and how we respond. So it was just nothing but fun. We were on Zoom and Brad was there, and we just kind of just did it and had fun with it. And,
fortunately, my mic was muted, because to hear Ms. Van Zandt imitate a exotic bird, a cockatiel, as it were. Totally smile and laugh worthy.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. How long did it take to put that episode together?
Well, we recorded on a single day, and then it's really the post-production that takes a while for me. This project, like I said, has been my pandemic project. So all told, each episode probably took about 2 months from start to finish. But recording itself, speaking as a producer, recording itself is a single day, but I know that Maureen and Joanna worked outside of that single day, so everybody's timeline's a little different.
That is very cool. That is very cool. Well, thank you very much, Brad. We have more to talk to you about in our other segment that you're featured in, and
I'm going to keep smiling. Thank you, Amber. Thank you, Maureen.
Thank you, Brad.
That was just fascinating. And
I'm still smiling.
I said, where are you? She goes, in my apartment in Greenwich Village. I go, of course you are.
That's dynamic. I need a background like Maureen. I need a singing voice like Francois. And your husband.
We talked to her for like 45 minutes that day, and she talks about being in the original production of
Gypsy, which I had never.
Gypsy.
I knew she did it
with Ethel Merman.
With Ethel Merman, I knew she did it. And as she's directing me and things, I want to ask questions about that, but it's never really appropriate. And
I asked.
Yeah.
I asked.
Yeah.
And she was in Hair and Phantom of the Opera. She teaches ballet. Oh, it's fascinating.
She's so modest
That's
about
coming up in 2 weeks. All right, Brad. So let's bring Francois back in. Francois, are you still there? There you are, buddy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful presentation. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
So,
yours.
Francois, how did you and Brad get hooked together to create your episode?
Well, Brad, how did you contact me from Facebook or Tweety Bird?
Well, I contacted you through IMDb Pro. I try to be respectful of boundaries, so we're friends.
Oh, yes.
But I try to approach these projects professionally because they are, and you are a professional. So I want to respect that boundary, and through production, we got to know each other in a more cordial kind of way. And Dr. Clemons is, I don't know, a kindred soul. I feel like I've known him in another life.
Exactly.
So,
and I feel the same way about him. Yes.
Brad, why did you reach out to Francois?
A number of reasons, talent chief among them, but also Francois's episode. Oh, it's true. I saw that eye roll. Everybody just heard you sing. And everyone will hear you sing on your Around the Sun episode 2, which is episode number 9.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Podcasts. But Francois is a part of many people's childhoods. And his episode is about a person's life course. I mean, it's kind of summarized poetically. If I did my job right, it's poetically. And it's summarized into a 10-minute self-contained package. But I wanted to ask someone who people had formative references for. And what's more formative than Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and Officer Clemmons?
Well, I have to say it's clever, it's soulful, no pun intended, but it totally captivated me, the idea of what's actually taking the trip. And I love Manhattan. I lived there for 35 years. So going from borough to borough, to Staten Island, to Queens, to Brooklyn.
In the marathon.
Yes, in the marathon. That really captured me. And I thought that was just super.
Yeah.
And the way you did it. When I first went to New York back in the dark ages, I used to run a lot. And so I used to run around Manhattan Island, up and down to the Village. And,
so, Francois, I have to interrupt you. Were you being chased or were you chasing?
I was trying to stay in shape.
Oh, okay.
For Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. I will say one thing. There were some of those characters, what New York is like, and they would want to come and run with me and try to get me to take them home with me. but I wasn't up for that nonsense. I was trying to say
Nonsense.
yes, but I had
Brad,
Yeah.
when you send a script to someone like Francois or Maureen, do they offer suggestions? Do they try to change your words, or how?
It
how does
becomes
that work?
cool. Nobody even, again, I didn't know Francois when I reached out. And by the way, Francois had a big ask because I was also asking him to sing, because he is also known for interpreting spirituals. And what better way to communicate in even greater depth of the human experience than to offer something from your soul? Francois' episode he's the only person in his episode, but your question, Amber, was about how collaborative is the process.
Yes,
it gets
yes.
collaborative on production day, and I think Francois would agree with that, and I think Maureen would too.
Well, I just thought it was such a sterling, special idea that I just wanted to get into it. So I read it about 300 times before. I kept trying to use different, voice language levels so that I could sound authentic and natural, of course.
And you chose your spirituals, Francois, so that's part of the collaboration right there.
Well, that's a miracle, because I love what you did with those spirituals. And so you have to listen to it, how he interwove them and how appropriate they were. And then the very last song, which was special to him, Michael, row your boat ashore. I have to tell you, it was just wonderful.
It's
It was
beautiful.
wonderful
Russell,
to
please,
do.
can you show the one more time the website that we can reach those podcasts to? Because you want to see that Broadway Podcast Network podcast, Around the Sun. If you Google Around the Sun and Brad or Francois Clemons, you're going
And
to be
wherever
able to
you
reach
listen
that.
to podcasts.
Yeah, oh, that's great. Brad, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you,
And,
Amber. And can I also thank our mutual friend, Dwayne Scott Cerny, who linked us?
Yes, he did. The Amber Live family over the last 89 episodes is really reaching
Wow.
out.
And thank you, Dr. Clemons, and thank you, Amber and
Well,
Russell.
and a big hug for you. Absolutely.
Raising the
All
roof
right.
this time. That's how I'm going out.
Okay, we're
All
going to
right,
keep
thank you
working on
very
those
much.
titles for you.
All right, thank you. Oh my gosh, how exciting! So, Francois, you have another song you'd like to sing. Would you tell us
Yes, I'll
what it
tell
is
you.
and why?
Precious Lord by Reverend Thomas Dorsey was Dr. King's favorite spiritual song. It's not a spiritual, but it's a sacred song. And
What's the difference between a spiritual and sacred song?
well, specifically, to make a long story definition short, slaves were not allowed to learn to read or write. So the spirituals are now in public domain, and they are, a lot of the names, they just put traditional or folk song. But when you get to certain tunes like Precious Lord and some of the other repertoire, you know exactly who wrote them. And so you attribute them to a person. But spirituals are in like Mary Had a Baby, that's in public domain. If I were to sing, I put Sweet Little Jesus Boy, Go Tell It on the Mountain, they're all in public domain. But a song like this, Precious Lord, Thomas Dorsey wrote this after his wife and daughter were killed in an automobile accident, as I recall. And he was very, very, very depressed. And so Mahalia Jackson used to sing this song for Dr. King. And when she died, Aretha Franklin sang it. And I do the best I can.
Oh, yes. All right. Please share with us.
Amen. Precious Lord, take my hand, lead me on, let me stand. I am tired, I am weak, I am worn through the through the night. Lead me home to the light. Precious Lord, take my hand and lead your child on home.
Wow. Thank you so much. Happy New Year, sir. You mean so much to me and the Amber Live family. It's just such a pleasure and honor to talk to you. Thank you so
Well, from
much.
my heart to your heart, Amber, and I'm deeply grateful. Thank you for inviting me. I look forward to seeing you the next time. And I'll be watching the show and I'll be telling everybody else to watch it.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you.
God bless
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. What a special person. And this is his fourth time on Amber Live. Thank you so much, Francois. Whew. All right. Well, Happy New Year is for everyone. But do you think Rocco had a Happy New Year? Let's find out. Hey, Rocco.
Hey, Amber, how you doing?
All right. How are you doing, Rocco?
I'm doing good. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, all that stuff. Happy Kwanzaa? I know you're big
Happy
on Kwanzaa
holidays.
'cause you like candles and stuff.
So you sound like you have a little problem with the vocal cords tonight.
Yeah, you know how it is. I lost my voice a little while ago. I don't know where I put it. So now I sound like this, Maybe it's authentic. I don't know. I don't know what it looks
Brenda
like.
Vaccaro. You could do a Brenda Vaccaro.
Brenda Vaccaro. She did those tampon commercials, didn't she?
I didn't buy them. I don't know. So, Rocco, what are you looking forward to the new year? What do you say about the last year?
The last year? I don't know. I mean, I was doing a year in review sort of thing. So I'll give you Rocco's year in review.
Oh, that'd be great.
All right. Let's see. Where am I? I had to write it down because, I forget things sometimes. I don't sleep enough. All right. So
I read that too, that if you don't sleep enough, your memory is shoddy.
I know, but I keep forgetting to sleep, so it's a conundrum.
It's a conundrum. So, okay, give me your highlights there, buddy.
All right, this is my year in review. Okay. A lot of people stayed home on New Year's because, they were scared and stuff, but not me. Well, I stayed home, but I had a couple of ladies come over. We sat around drinking champagne all night, and then we sat in a hot tub full of champagne. Let me tell you, that's a pretty awesome way to spend the New Year's,
Yes.
So I did that, and apparently the next morning I was quite hungover, and I went from a great night to being passed out on the couch all day.
Oh.
But then I woke up, and I had a McRib that I had frozen in the freezer. So that was good. Then,
so instead of black-eyed peas, you had a McRib.
Yeah, tell you those things cure all, and it had to be frozen because McDonald's doesn't have it all the time. I'm looking at you, Ronald. So after I went for a great night, to spending most of the day on the couch, and then let's see, the McRib was good. And later that night, some more ladies came over, and they came over. We drank more champagne. I seduced them with some erotic poetry. It was successful. And then I woke up today and I vomited a few times. And I said, screw this. This year sucks. So I went back to bed and I woke up a few minutes ago. So that's my year in review so far.
Okay. Well, 2022 doesn't look like it's getting out to a great start for you there, Rocco.
Oh, no, it's great. the kid and you just throw away all the vomit and all that stuff and you think about the time with the ladies, it's coming up pretty good.
Do you have any? Did you make any new resolutions for the new year?
No, I don't do that because you put too much pressure on yourself. And statistics prove you make a resolution on the 1st, and by the 3rd, you're like, screw this, I'm living life. That's what happens. I mean, you tell me, what resolution have you made?
None, because I either forget about them or just say, screw them. Yeah.
Exactly.
No.
Well, nobody needs that aggravation. Come on. I say, if you had a good year, do it again. If you had a so-so year, try to make it better. Not by giving up stuff, by adding stuff. Adding some good times, some good friends, some good people. You know, but wear a mask because this shit is real. But other than that,
you should needlepoint that on a pillow. That would be great.
Right? Live your life. That's all I gotta say.
So one of the show's biggest fans, Leah from Newfoundland, her grandfather's 84th birthday is today, and she'd like you to just give a shout out to Poppy.
Poppy, hey, happy 84th. All right? That's fantastic. I hope you make it to 104 at least. Keep going. It's all that trout tongue is what it is. Done it. That and the screech rum.
I think it's cod, but that's okay.
Trout cod, it's a fish with a tongue in your mouth. Come on.
Ew, that's wrong in so many ways.
It is.
Rocco's Erotic Poetry Slam sounds like a good time. That's from Two Toes, who lives in Montana.
We can make that happen.
That'd be a nice group Zoom. All right, Rocco, anything else to say tonight?
Nah, I'm looking forward to see what happens tomorrow. Right?
How cool.
I hope
Great
I don't
attitude.
vomit, but if I do, hey, what are you going to
It's
say?
out
I
of
know
you.
it'll be McRib.
All right. Thank you so much, Rocco.
All right, Amber, I can't wait to see you next week, all right?
Happy New Year. Happy
You
New
too.
Year. All right. Rocco. All right. Cousin Craig, come on in and give us any caption of, hey, Craig.
Well, hello, Amber.
Okay. So
Fun
let's show
show.
that picture. Russell, show that the picture of the there it is. How
Boy,
that
did we have comments.
Oh, yes?
Most comments I've ever seen. Two Toads says, whatever you do, don't pop that bubble. Joshua says, rainbow butt.
I've known a few of those.
Rainbow butt, yeah. I remember her, Rainbow Butt. That would be a good drag queen name. Gary says, I will never look at children's bubble blowers and bubble makers the same again. And I don't think
Gary.
I will either. No, that wasn't the caption. Oh, here's Lilith says, I won't eat the bubbles again, I promise. Keep your dog away from the bubbles. Kim
Yes.
says, where's her comment here? Kim says never eat gum. I hope that's not a bubble gum bubble. That would be messy to clean up. Believe me, I've had a dog before. Reverend Michael Bowl says tiny bubbles, and I could just hear that song.
Don
Was that
Ho.
Don Ho?
Yeah, Don Ho.
Yeah. Was it? And Leah must have a theatrical background because she thinks the dog just got hired to operate Glinda's bubble in The Wizard of Oz and is practicing for the show.
Yeah, good.
If you ever need a special effect of bubbles in it, talk to Leah.
All right, thank you, Leah.
Um,
All right. It's great to see these comments are coming. That's from Newfoundland. We had Ohio. We had Illinois there. That's great.
And I don't know if I know Hoodie's variety channel, but if you pay attention to the spelling, caption Dawn Butt. You may be getting a call from the lawyers at Procter and Gamble. I don't know.
Oh, that's a Dawn Butt. Okay.
And Kim had a caption, but I didn't know whether she was talking about Francois or the picture, but she said bubble butt. I saw your comment earlier. I got a chuckle out of that.
Thank you, Craig.
Those were all the comments.
Well, thank you for doing that. Like I said, we had people from all over the country commenting on that. Thank you so much.
Fascinating.
All right. Russell, come on in.
Yes,
Russell.
I'm back.
Oh, good. Technical difficulties. Oh, well, it's amazing. You see these network shows or these cable shows that are set up like this, but they've each have 10 people behind them shouting things in their ears, pressing buttons, and we just have what you see right now with no way, very few ways to communicate with each other, and so it's pretty freaking cool, I think.
Yes, and when it runs smoothly, it's amazing.
Yes. So, all right. Thank you so much, Cousin Craig, for joining us tonight and helping us out. We really appreciate it. That's
Anytime.
great.
Happy New Year.
Yes. All right, Russell. Thank you so much for this show. Oh my gosh, it was fascinating.
Yes, what great guests. Oh my gosh.
Oh. And what do we have next week?
Next week we are going skiing, kind of. We are getting ready for Winter Rendezvous, and I know the House of LeMay is going to be down there causing trouble again.
Winter Rendezvous is the largest gay ski event on the East Coast. It happens every year, well, not last year, in Stowe, Vermont. And for the past 11 years, the House of LeMay has gone down. We host the opening night party at the bowling alley. We conduct drag bingo on Saturday afternoon. And then we go to other events and just hang out and have fun. But it'll be fun talking with Michael Wilson. And who else are we talking to that
we
night?
have Sean Pelofsky. If I said that right, if I didn't say it right, I apologize. Who is a comedian, and she has had quite a career, and I believe she's performing at Winter Rendezvous this year.
Yes, she is. She's on one of the shows, and Dina Martina, and it's going to be a great weekend. If you're in the Vermont area, even if you don't ski, it's great to go in and see the shows and have fun with me. All right, and anything else with that show?
No, that's it. It's going to be Winter Rendezvous.
All right. Well, let's get Lucy Bell, back in the kitchen. All right.
You send her a message, and maybe she'll make us some of those fudge. She was talking about special fudge last night, so maybe we can get her to make that for next week.
That was a little scary.
Oh, you never know with Lucy Bell. So.
All right. So
All right.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Russell.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Yes. Oh, Happy New Year to you. Thank you so much. As you heard earlier, we're in our 90th show. How amazing. Or we say l'amazing, but that's okay. Have a great week. Thank you so much. Be well. Happy New Year. Bye-bye.